In right now. Let's bring in Tiffaney Nesbeth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my only guest of the evening is the lead vocalist of Modern Maryland. Her name is Tiffaney Nesbeth. She's with me right now. Good evening, Tiffaney.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
I'm doing real good. Had a very busy day. I noticed that you performed at Lex Jam early this afternoon.
I
Um,
did.
I wish I could have been there, but I was too busy chasing Power Rangers and some coffee at the
That's
convention.
okay.
So,
Maybe next time.
yeah. I know you do have a show coming up at by the end of the month with your band Modern Maryland, so I definitely will try to stop by. But nonetheless, thank you so much for your time. We'll go ahead and get started. What made you decide to get into music?
I don't ever think it was really a choice for me. From my earliest memory, that's all I've really wanted to do is sing. Since I was 4, my dad was real big into music. He's a big classic rock guy and had a lot of vinyl records, and so I grew up listening to classic rock and just fell in love with music early on. It's all I ever wanted to do. I recorded my first song with my dad when I was about 4 years old, and it just kind of has grown since then.
So when you look back at that particular song that you did with your dad, like how do you feel listening to it? You know, now that you all grown up and everything.
It's very, very, very special. Especially my dad's health is not well, and he's not doing very good. And it's very special to me now because he's influenced all my love of music. No one else in my family was into music or really cared about music, and he was definitely made such an impression on me. And it's really a bond that we will always have.
I have been reading your post about your dad, and I want to send out my thoughts and my prayers go out to your family, and
Thank you so much.
hopefully he will be getting well soon. And and let's talk about Modern Maryland. You are the lead vocalist of the group. How did that band came about?
Well, that band came from a series of other bands. I actually kind of put singing on the back burner in my adult years to go to school and have a family. And so I just basically would sing in karaoke bars and was approached in a karaoke bar to be a lead singer of a classic rock group called Overdrive. And so I started with that band, and that band led to another band by the name of Innocent Bystanders. And then from that band came the Tiffaney Nesbeth Band, and of course that's after my namesake. And that's where I really started, venturing into my own and singing what I wanted to sing. And prior to that, I'd really been pigeonholed into classic rock, and I just refused to be pigeonholed into any particular genre of music. I love all music, all genres, all types. And so with the Tiffaney Nesbeth Band, I was able to venture out and just sing whatever I wanted to. And that band, we were doing really well for about a year. And then I was approached by a group of professional musicians here locally that had put together a band, and they approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to do something different?" And so I said, "Sure." And they said, "Well, do you have any ideas?" And they basically gave me free reign and creative, room to make whatever band I wanted. And that's how Modern Maryland came about. I'd had the idea of doing a band like that for years. I really wanted a classy band, something that anybody, any age can go see. But I also wanted it to be very fun. I want you to be able to dance, but I want you to be able to be moved as well. And so with Modern Maryland, I do all genres of music, starting with the 50s, because I have to throw in a couple of Marilyn Monroe songs as a tribute to her, which is who basically I named the band after. And then I go all the way up through the years, all the way to today. So I do all types of music. And the whole concept of the band is really not really to be a band. It's more to be a show. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of venues here in Lexington that really can accommodate what we want to do with this band. But initially when we first started the band, I mean, we have curtains. We have curtains in the front, we have curtains in the back, and with each set, I do wardrobe changes to actually go with the type of music that I'll be doing for that set. And so our whole idea is to really eventually have the show scripted and like maybe funny parts in between songs, things like that. But again, not really a lot of places can accommodate that. So we kind of have just kind of pulled back a little bit and really just doing more just the music itself and not focusing on so much on the wardrobe changes. But my hope is to eventually get our name out there enough to where we can, play at theaters and places like that where people can really, truly appreciate what we really want to do with this band.
The first time I seen Modern Marilyn perform, it was at a place called Backstretch. I think that's what it's called, Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And I was there on a particular night. I think it was a Friday night to be exact. And I seen what Modern Marilyn is all about, and I was hooked. I like the vibe. I like the energy. And like you point out, you sing a variety of music from different eras, and your band is pretty much for anyone of all ages. It's just a good feel environment that you guys bring regardless of where you go. And I had a good time on that particular night, and that's when I first met you and the rest of the band. And one of the band members, I believe, was nominated for a Lexington Music Award. I think Dave.
That's correct. Yeah, David Lee Hinkle. That's correct.
So congrats to him.
He's fantastic.
Shout out to Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was saying he also, manages us, so he wears different hats, but he's definitely worthy of an award.
Absolutely. Definitely a fan of all of you, not just individually, but as a band as well. What are some of your favorite venues you like to perform in Lexington?
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble. I do, and I don't really shy away from the fact that I have my favorites, but you just mentioned Backstretch. There's a very particular reason why Backstretch is my favorite place. When I first started the Tiffaney Nesbeth band, of course, nobody had heard of me. Nobody knew who I was. I hadn't played around here before, and so I went into Backstretch, and we met Mike, the owner there. And we sent him some videos of what we'd done in rehearsals, and he just loved us. And so what he did still blows my mind today is he went ahead and booked us for the entire year. And, here I am. I haven't really performed, and he doesn't really know if I'm that great. But he went ahead and booked us for the whole year. And so we played there, every month with the Tiffaney Nesbeth band. And by doing that, there is a very, very faithful group of people, followers that come to Backstretch, and they're just the greatest people. They love to have fun. They're very loyal. Still to this day, even with Modern Marilyn. I mean, they were all there for my debut of Modern Marilyn. They keep up with me. I've become really close friends with them. I've sang at some of their weddings. I've sang at their loved ones' funerals. And I've just really gotten to know the people that frequent Backstretch, and so it's my favorite because of the people, and they always get up and dance and have a great time, and they always pack the house for me. So that's always going to be on the top of my list. And Mike, like I said, has just been so good to me, and has always been my fan even when I didn't have any fans. So we also like playing at Bogart's. Bogart's is a very classy venue, and I love the look of the place. Of course, they have pictures of Marilyn Monroe everywhere, which of course I love. But it's just a very classy place, and they have a very big stage, and that's very accommodating, and there's a really nice dance floor. So, we love playing there as well. But there's so many places. In the summertime, we love to play at Sky Bar. There's always a great crowd that comes up there after Thursday Night Live. So we really love playing there. The types of people that come there are the age range is amazing. At the beginning of the night, you've got your older crowd, and then as the night goes on, the younger ones come in, and so that's really, really fun as well. So, we have a lot of places. I'm pretty excited about Horseshoes. That's our new venue that you mentioned that we're going to be playing at this month. We played there for a benefit concert for one of our original band members, and it was a fundraiser for him. And the owner there loved us, and when he invited us to come play, I was kind of shocked because Horseshoes is more of a, it's a saloon, so it's more country and rock, and so I was kind of surprised that they wanted us, to come play there. And so I'm really excited to see what kind of, following we can get there. Hopefully we can get the country folk on our side.
So that's awesome, and I like some of those places you mentioned. I like Backstretch for sure. And that place you mentioned, you performed at Lex Jam early this afternoon, and I've heard great things about Lex Jam. They won the Lexington Music Award for Best Community Service. Well, and you performed there plenty of times. What's it like getting to perform for Lex Jam?
It's a very different experience. I've only been playing with bands since I came on the scene about 3 years ago, and last year I just decided to pick up a guitar and start taking lessons. And the great David McLean, I have to name drop for him because he's amazing. He's been giving me lessons for about the past 10 months, and I just really wanted to be able to get out and do my music that I wanted to do. I love the music that I play with the band, but with our band, we play iconic songs, and I particularly picked songs that everyone would know and artists that were considered iconic. And I love that type of music, but I also like different, more obscure, more personal types of music. And with Lex Jam, what is so great about those acoustic cafes is that you can do anything you want. You can get up there, you can sing whatever you want. There's a platform for original music. You can be any age. You don't have to be over 21 to go there. You can get up, and there was a gentleman there today that got up and just read a dramatic reading, and it was beautiful. So it's really kind of open to all types of artists, which I think is what is so beautiful about it. And it's a small group, and get to know everybody, and I've made a lot of really great friends by going there. And actually today was only my second time going there. But it's like a family, and everybody supports everybody. And, if you get up there and you mess up, because I'm not the greatest guitar player, I always make sure to say that when I get up on stage there and remind them I'm not a guitar player. But it's okay because, everybody's there just kind of learning and getting experience. And if you mess up, it's not a big deal. Everybody cheers for you anyway. So it's definitely a wonderful, wonderful thing for this community, and especially for young people who don't really have an avenue to express their music and to, get that stage experience.
Sounds definitely like a lot of fun, and more importantly, just from what you mentioned, the people that are there. Shout out to Winnie and everyone that's putting that together. And as I said earlier, I'm definitely going to have to go to a Lex Jam show in the future. But people can check them out through Facebook. Just type Lex Jam and they'll pop up somewhere for sure.
Yes.
So.
And they do it every month. It's once a month.
Once a month. So they'll definitely keep you posted for upcoming shows and venues and such. What are some of your favorite songs that you like to perform?
Perform or there's a different. Let's see. There's songs that I like to sing, in my house or in my shower. But then as far as performing, I love I really love singing classic rock. I think it just goes back to my childhood, but I really love singing Heart. We do a couple Heart songs in our set, and I love Linda Ronstadt. I also love anything that has a bluesy sound. I love Etta James. I love anything with a soulful voice. So I tend to pick, songs that either have a soulful feel or that are just really vocally, challenging like Heart. Those are probably my favorite types of songs to sing because I feel like I get my emotions out through those types of songs because they're so powerful. If you don't feel those types of songs, then you don't come across the right way. You don't sound good singing them. So I think that those kind of songs I just connect with so much, and those are probably my favorite types of songs. I also really love Adele. I love her power, and I love her the songs that she writes are so moving and so beautiful. So anytime I can sing something that hits me personally, or I feel like my audience is going to connect because they can see my emotion with the song, and those are the songs that I particularly love to sing.
Definitely like that type of music. I like a variety of music in general, but I definitely sense the rock and blues feel when you're out there performing, and it brings a lot of emotion out, and that makes it satisfying for a listener, whether you listen to the song on the radio or whether you see it perform in person. Definitely brings the emotion out, regardless of who's
Yes.
singing it. So in addition to the show you have coming up by the end of the month, what are some other shows that people need to check out that you're going to be performing at?
Well, let's see. April 1st is Backstretch again. We play there every other month. So April 1st, we're back at Backstretch. And then, forgive me, I do not have my calendar in front of me, but there's another show in April that we're going to be doing at Bogart. So we return to Bogart in April. And if anybody, of course, is interested, and all of our events are on my Facebook page, which is Modern Marilyn. It's Modern Marilyn Band. So Facebook, www.facebook.com/Modern Marilyn Band. But all of our events are listed on there. But we've got quite a few shows coming up. We're trying to really just get some regular venues where we just kind of play at the same places over and over. We like doing that because you get a better following that way. So yeah, Horseshoes, the 25th and 26th of this month. We do it a Friday and Saturday night there. And then April 1st is Backstretch, and then I don't remember the exact date, but we have another date in April for Bogart.
So definitely check those shows out in late March, in April, and you can go peep the Modern Maryland page for future shows. Like that page, and keep an eye on Modern Maryland. Definitely one of the more entertaining a group of musicians, and I have a lovely female vocalist named Tiffaney Nesbeth.
Oh, thank you so much.
So check them out. Um, Tiffany, it's been a pleasure of getting to know you and having you on the show this evening, and I want to thank you so much for being on the show this evening, and I wish you and Modern Maryland continued success, and I look forward to seeing you all again at future shows. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Kenny.
You are absolutely welcome. You have a great night and have a great weekend.
Thanks so much. I'm listening to you too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. That was Modern Maryland's Tiffaney Nesbeth joining me on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny. See, that's my only guest